Good morning, everyone. Let's take a couple deep breaths as we center ourselves. Let's go ahead and expand our solar plexus energy. Make it as big as urinal directions. Now make it 6 feet bigger than urinal directions. Good job. Good job. So today we're going to go and ask for insight into us, into ourselves. There's a lot of things about us, a lot of things we fight still. And one of those things is the ego. Are you living in your ego? That is the question. Sometimes the ego gets to be out of control. And we do many things for the ego. We all have it. I don't think we can get rid of it. The ego in some way also protects you. But when you let it go out of control, it makes you do things you shouldn't. It makes you lose sight of what is right and what's not right anymore. Your ego will also keep you from doing things that are beneficial to you, because the perception is that maybe what you really want to do, you cannot get it done. Like, for example, what will change in your life if you get everything that you deserve? Will your ego let you go forward with that and get everything you deserve? Or is it too much to chance the possibility that you might not be able to get it done? Therefore, your ego doesn't want you to even try, because that would be devastating to you, to your ego. That's right. Sometimes we do things to feed the ego. The other thing is, it might also stem from your childhood. Were you the favorite? Or were other the favorites? in your home as you were growing up? Were you always compared with your siblings, with your cousins, with other children? Was someone better than you? Because with ego, there are other feelings, emotions, judgments attached with it, such as jealousy. Were you competing? And if you didn't get the praise, you didn't get the prize, were you jealous? Jealousy plays a big part with ego. And it's all about competition. So just think about your childhood. Did you feel there was competition? Did you feel you had to compete with someone to get that at a boy, at a girl? Do you feel you have to compete at work to get that bonus, to get that recognition? Hmm? Yeah. So let's go ahead and make it so that we are neutral to it all. There's no need to compete. There's no need to make you wrong. It's just if your ego is too big, that others cannot work with you. Be honest with yourself and rein your ego in a bit. You'll always have an ego. But the question is, can others work with your ego? If you're any good, you will have an ego. Let's not fool ourselves. You're good at anything, you will have an ego. But make sure that others can work with your ego. Otherwise, you're not going to accomplish what you should with your knowledge. Ego is going to get in the way. And let's use neutrality so that you do not react, but you just be an observer in all situations. So when you're having an emotional response to something or someone or a situation, calling for neutrality. That is a way to manage the ego. Neutrality. Neutral. 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 Yeah. And you also have to remember, are you feeding your ego? If you feed your ego, will others be able to work with you? Because if others cannot work with you, how are you going to work on projects? How are you going to lead projects? It's okay to have the ego and the confidence that goes with it. But you got to remember, you have to get along with others. In order to work on your projects. Mm-hmm. So if you learn to compete and feed your ego from early childhood, call into neutrality. Go neutral to manage it. Be at neutral level. So you do not react, you respond to a situation, to the event, to the person. It's easy to trip somebody who's got a big ego. Do you know that? Because their ego will blind them to their reality. And it will only let them see what they want to see. Not what's really there. Not the reality of it all. So allow the divine will to guide you. Allow your knowing to guide you. Ask others that you really trust if your ego is something others can work with. Those who are your friends will tell you truthfully, yes or no. But make sure to ask friends. If you ask those who are afraid of you, they will lie to you. If you ask those who want something from you, they will lie to you. Ask someone who stands to gain nothing from you. Someone who'll be truthful to you. Because sometimes we cannot see ourselves, what we're like. But like I said, if you're good at anything, you have an ego. The question is, can others work with your ego? If the answer is yes, you're good. But always make that check. If the answer is no, you got work to do. And everywhere you're making yourself wrong, let's get rid of that. Be aware from now on about your ego. And make sure you're not doing things just to keep feeding your ego. And with that, let's take a couple deep breaths as we come back to the present. And when you're ready, rub your hands together. Rub your face and open your eyes.